Oh, what's up? You know what that means. That means we're going to have us a good fucking time. Anyway, what's up? I'm Eric Harrison. Welcome to the Dazed and Confused channel. Welcome to the Death Twitch, where we usually review and commentate horror movies. But I'm throwing here a curveball. Oh yeah, and welcome any new audience that this may bring, because people are going to be like looking for the movie Dazed and Confused, and then they think they found the movie for free, and then they click in it, and it's like, oh, it's just this guy talking. Never mind. But anyway, welcome. I've been new and old. Yeah, bitch. Okay, so, you may be wondering why we're doing a Drunken for a non-horror movie. Has they ever done that before, even? Let's see. Back in the very beginning, way back, uh, in 2012, before I even became the Death Twitch, before anybody knew I existed, I did a couple Drunken Terries that have long since been lost to time. Long story, we're not going to go. It's a copyright bullshit, even though they were public domain movies. I don't know. I might have got scammed, but the only other one I think I've ever done that is really not a horror, it was Death Race 2000 with Sylvester Stallone from like 1975. That movie's it's just a comedy, straight up comedy. So I don't count that, even though there's plenty of deaths in the movie, but it's not a horror movie by any means. However, so as many of you know, this is usually a horror movie channel, and my all-time favorite movie is John Carpenter's Halloween. However, coming in at second, maybe even tied for Halloween, is Dazed and Confused by Richard Linklater. Yeah, these are my two favorite movies that I have officially watched too much, literally hundreds of times each. Literally, not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. I have a problem maybe that I should seek help for. It's a problem where I have to watch Dazed and Confused every other fucking week. But anyway, I've seen it hundreds of times, and I'm reaching my limit. So what a better time to do a Drunken High and Terry, which, by the way, it is going to be both. And I'm already a little baked. So if that affects the Drunken Terry, because I'm high, I'm sorry, but it's Dazed and Confused. You can't not be Dazed and Confused. It's weird. I've got this freaking earbud in my ear, and it's like it mutes my voice, so I sound like I'm underwater to me. I'm probably screaming into the mic. By the way, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't scream into the mic. I know people don't really like that. All right, so Dazed and Confused. I've seen it hundreds of times. I know everything there is to know about it. So we're gonna have us a freaking good time, as if we're there with the characters in the movie. Check you later. That comes later in the movie. But I'll also drop you some trivia in case you don't know. I would imagine there are plenty of Dazed and Confused fans that probably know quite a bit about this movie. It's the definition of a cult classic. This is a cult movie. Us Dazed fans are very cult-like about it. But yeah, I know pretty much everything there is to know about this movie, so I'll try to drop you some trivia here and there in between the beers and the bowls. So, let's get started with this. In the original script, or actually, in the script, or if you check out the deleted scenes, which I highly recommend, it's just getting more dazed, you know? Why not have some more if you can have some? So check out the deleted scenes. They're pretty interesting. They paint different pictures of the characters, though. So there's a good reason why they are deleted scenes, I will admit. But in the deleted scenes and in the original script, Pink is, sure, he's the nice guy, but it's not without motive that he helps out Junior. I'm so high already that I can't remember names. Here we go. That's fine. That's the appropriate level of high to enter this. But he's trying to get with his sister in the deleted scenes and stuff, so that's why he offers him a ride home. Mitch, that's his name. I can't believe I've only seen this hundreds. But anyway, yeah, Mitch. So he offers him a ride home, and he's cool to him because he's trying to hook up with his sister. That gets cut out. So in the theatrical version. I guess there's no director's cut of this movie as far as I'm aware. Yeah, in the theatrical version. So now he's just a nice guy, and he's the one that flows between all the cliques. And that's another thing about the if you check out the deleted scenes, the cliques in the movie, the different groups of people are definitely more separated, and they talk a lot more shit about each other than in the final product, the theatrical. Everybody sort of just hangs out together and gets along a lot better. But yeah, I approve of those kinds of deleted scenes. They really made the movie more fun. Just take out. This is one of those movies where there's not a lot of drama, not a lot of plot. It's just literally rolls along as a good time thanks to the soundtrack and a lot of the drama being cut in the deleted scenes, just making it more of a fun movie. The focus is more about it's the last day, school's freaking out, so let's have a party, and I'm down with that. I'm down with it. That's why I watched this movie so much. Anyway, what's going on out there in viewer land? I hope you guys are along for the ride, and it's cool that I'm doing a non-horror movie. I'm going to probably do a couple. Maybe I'll just switch over and just Drunken Terry all movies. I sort of planned to do that a long time ago anyway. Like I said in the beginning, it wasn't really a horror channel yet. Horror was just one of my interests, and it would peek through every once in a while, and then I just one day decided, hey, this is a horror channel. I can talk about that shit. But anyway, Dazed. So I'm drinking Budweiser, and I got some weed to smoke. I'll have to go get it later on. I keep breaking all of our pipes. I keep breaking all the glass. So we're like down to one pipe and one bong now, and I didn't want to hog it all while other people need to smoke. So I'll just go get it later. I'll either get the bong, maybe I'll get the bong. We'll see what happens. But later on, I'm a little baked right now. But if I was really, really, really high, I wouldn't be talking. So I figured we'll give it till a little bit later in the movie, and then I'll fucking take a bong rip and probably go quiet. And then we'll just watch the movie together. You'll just hear me breathing. But anyway, yeah, I'm drinking Budweiser, and I'm going to smoke a bowl. What are you guys enjoying out there? And hope you got some greens for 420. Anyway, I think there was more female dialogue too in the deleted scenes, but it got cut. And I'm okay with it. I like that we get to see the girls cruising around and what they're up to. But I like, if I were to make a movie based on my high school experience, which is what Richard Linklater did, I would probably stick with the guy's story because that's what I know. I wouldn't know how to write for women. I wouldn't know that. And really, they go off on their own a lot anyway, like it's demonstrated in this movie. Everybody meets up at the party at the end, but until then, like, the girls go in their own cars, the guys go in their own cars, so you don't know what girls are up to sometimes. How can you write that if you don't even know? They could have gone to saw strippers, male strippers, for all I know. What do they call those guys? Chippendales? Why do they call them that? Chippendales? Do you think they should go into business as firemen? I guess some of them show up on stage as firemen, and then you could call yourself Chippendales Rescue Rangers and rescue people and then strip for them. Oh boy, I better drink this all-American Budweiser, king of beers. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. But hey, what's more American? All right, I'm gonna drink it up, and then here's to Dazed, everybody. Let's hope we escape the seniors and that we make it to the big party at the end unscathed. Here we go. Yeah, baby. I almost started singing Ram Lamb, Black Betty, Ram Lamb. I'm surprised that song's not in this movie. But speaking of which, excellent soundtrack that I also listen to all the time. I was trying to combine the movie and the soundtrack in my film editor the other day. I was really trying, and it wasn't working out. I was trying to make something happen. Didn't work, but great soundtrack nevertheless. So, this was filmed in Austin, Texas in 1992, but it's based on Richard Linklater's own experiences in Huntsville, Texas, which is not that far, like 60 miles, something like that. It's not that far away, kind of a similar looking little town. Obviously, he probably didn't want to go right back to his hometown he'd just gotten out of to make a movie, so he went to somewhere that looked similar. But I keep always trying to find locations, film locations for the movie in Austin, but also the real locations in Huntsville. So, he went to the Huntsville High School. That one's easy enough to find. But I did find where the original Emporium used to sit. There's not even a building there now, right now, which is a shame. I'm feeling 90. I'll say 95% positive I found the exact location where. I know it. I know that it's there because in their high school yearbook, Huntsville High School yearbook, there's a picture of the Emporium with the address. But like I said, there's not a building there anymore, which is sad. Sad. But also, anyway, so in this movie, they when they go and do their cruising later on, as we will see, they go to the Top Notch there in Austin. But in reality, they just went to the Sonic drive-in in Huntsville. So you look that up on Google Earth or whatever, and that was the original Top Notch, just a Sonic. And they said when you pulled in, you pull in on one side and you don't park on the side that you pull in on. That's the uncool side. Like, you don't park on the side you pull in on. You park on the other side. That's where the cool kids would park. Or they just tear ass down the street, down to the Emporium, and then do a loop and just do that over and over again. Cruising, just like in this movie. Man, there's so much to talk about. I feel like I'm going to talk your ass off. I don't know how that's going to happen, but it's going to happen. So just be prepared. And here's Ben Affleck just showed up in case, staring right into the camera. Real professional Affleck. Come on, Batman. Jesus. What kind of guy pulls into the shot and stares right into the camera delivering his lines? But anyway, he did. Yeah, so lots of people, future movie stars. And also this guy here, Sasha Jensen, in the overalls. He was in Halloween 4, Ghoulies 2. And I think he said he was 28 years old when he auditioned for this movie, but he lied. He said he was younger so he could get the part. But yeah, 28, playing a high schooler. It's all good. You just put overall, some Oshkosh Bakosh on him, and you won't really know. He still looks like a toddler in that. So anyway, this was the spirit of 76, the bicentennial year. 1976, which I consider probably to be the best year of the 70s. Though I wasn't around, I just have done a lot of looking back. Technically, I was born in 1979, so I did make the 70s, just barely. I experienced about 6 months of the 70s. And you know what? It was awesome. It was groovy. I was a toddler, but it was awesome. I don't care what. Then the 80s were even more awesome. So, oh yeah. So I just wanted to say, if you had not already done so, if you ever are curious, it's interesting to listen to Richard Linklater's commentary on his movie here. But it's like I would just be telling his story, so I'll just tell you what he said. You don't have to bother. I'm gonna do you that solid. But no, basically he basically says everything in the movie is based on something that actually happened. Most of it in Huntsville. Some of the things happened when he moved to Houston. Look, I know everything. I know it all. I know which hotel the cast stayed in while they were filming the movie. Look, there's a weird thing on that globe that he's spinning. There's like a landmass on that globe that Pickford is spinning that's not real. So I don't know why. Somebody's joke, I guess. Right next to Australia, there's just a landmass on the globe that he's spinning that doesn't exist. But whatever. Maybe that's what they were teaching in the 70s. Oh, it's Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper? Motherfucker's still around. I listen to him on the radio because he has a radio show. Nights with Alice Cooper. I would say check it out. I like to listen in to him, but the problem I have with it, and now I'm getting off script here, talking about Nights with Alice Cooper, is like he's got an announcer that says most of the shit. So every once in a while you hear Alice Cooper, and then like 50% of the time it's some other announcer saying, "You're listening to Nights." Like, why didn't Alice just record that part? Why does what I got to hear this other dude keep chiming in? I'm here to listen to Alice Cooper, not some dude and Nights with some dude and Alice Cooper every once in a while. But anyway, let's talk about Dazed and Confused. I'm sounding a bit dazed and confused. I better chug some more of this butt wiper. Here we go. Yeah, that's good stuff, but not really. No, it's fine. I won't complain. I am grateful for whatever I got. All right, so this whole hazing bit here, Richard, Dick? Could I call him Dick? I don't know if we're on those kind of terms. Dick Linklater, he says that this really happened in his town. He would get paddled by the seniors. And I didn't experience that in my town, but damn, I'm glad. There was still just people that bullied you. You know, you got bullied. It's pretty unavoidable, unfortunately. But luckily, there was no paddles involved. When I was in third grade, second grade, I don't know. I got in trouble for throwing snowballs, and they paddled, like the principal paddled me. So that was like the only time I had to worry about paddles at school. It was the faculty. They were the problem. They were the bullies. Because I threw a freaking snowball. Like, really? What a bunch of crap. I literally lived in a place called Snowflake, and it snowed, and then they wouldn't let me play with the snow. Fuck you guys. Anyway, I hope this is recording properly and all that. I'm sure it is. If it ain't, I'm gonna have to do this again. I guess that's not a bad thing. I'll just get drunk and high again. Or I'll just do this again. It'll work, and then I'll upload it, and then I'll be so high I'll have forgotten, and I'll record another one, and it'll be even sloppier. And then I'll just keep doing that until I get to one where you can't even understand. I'll just be slurring. I slur all the words like this. Welcome to be drunken today. Okay, that just sounds wrong now. Now it sounds like I'm about to get canceled. And I was doing an impersonation of myself drunk. That's not cancelable, is it? But no, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we lucked out. I lucked out that I didn't get paddled by seniors. People were just too high. Mostly, there was some bullying. Not very much in high school, but we just got too high and nobody wanted to fuck around like that. So I was in high school, so just to put myself into the movie a little bit, like I was part of the rockers clique, the metalheads, as you would imagine I was. But I didn't really have a problem with anybody. I didn't really want to talk to most people because I'm so shy. So I didn't even talk to a lot of the people in my group. I was the quiet guy. I was the quiet metalhead. I have to watch that scene with Ben Affleck throwing a fit. That is hilarious. So here we got Parker Posey being just the biggest. See you next Tuesday in a movie. Oh, I wish She's a really good actress, and I like her a lot. But she's so good in this role that it's almost a bummer because in a movie that is mostly a good time, you know, all bullying aside, when she just starts screaming, it's like grating. You know, we go from Jim Dandy to the rescue, awesome music, and to Parker Posey fucking screaming at us. All right. So there's a book and an audio book out there about the making of Dazed and Confused. I don't at the moment remember the exact. I think it's called All Right, All Right, All Right. I'm not sure if that's correct. It might be. I think it's called All Right, All Right, All Right, All Right. But anyway, it's about the making of Dazed and Confused, and it's a very interesting listen. I listen to the audiobooks here on YouTube for free, so chickity check it after this. But what it sounds to me like is there was a lot of drama. It was very much like the high school cliques, and the drama in the movie was also being played out with the cast. You know, there was certain cliques and a lot of people that got along and a lot of people that didn't get along. Speaking of somebody that didn't get along, the actor, I don't know his name, but the actor that played Pickford, sorry. I know he's got there's a lot of Pickford fans out there, so don't be writing me no hate mail just because I pronounced his name a little wrong. But apparently he was a huge jerk on the set and got himself written out of the movie, so he just disappears towards the end. He was supposed to be the one that Pink and everybody goes to Houston with to buy Aerosmith tickets, but he was such an asshole to the whole crew and the cast and crew, I guess, that they just wrote him out of the movie. And him and Mila Jovovich went off and got married in Vegas, and then her mom made him like annul it. True stuff. I sound like I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm pretty positive. I'm pretty positive all that's real. And that just to put it out there so I can sound like an awesome know-it-all. It is pronounced Jovovich, okay, everyone, and not Jovovich. She gets kind of uptight about that. She's also hot. Milia Jovovich. I believe she. That wasn't creepy, was it? I believe she had more lines in the movie, but they got cut, and so she was not happy about that. So between her and her boyfriend, Pickford, they both got cut out the movie to some extent. All right, I'm gonna drink some more butt wiper. Let's see where we're at, how far we are. 23 minute. Got the sniffles. Hold on. Yeah, so there's a lot of drama, and there was even stuff like people didn't even find out until they were doing the book, the About Dazed and Confused book / audio book. Some of them didn't even find out about I didn't even know they didn't like me. Like what a way to find out. Just like 30 years later. Oh yeah, by the way, nobody liked you. Like, oh, what? I thought I was all right. And they went and did a lot of crazy stuff involving going to the river, jumping in the river. Somebody almost drowned. Going to the what do they call that? The firing. I don't know what they call it. I'm so high. Where you shoot guns. My brain failed. But anyway, they went there and they shot a bunch of guns. I think sometimes they said they were on acid and somebody shot into the roof. Like, this sounds like I'm making this shit up. I know it does. I swear, if you listen to the commentary and the audiobook, and they'll confirm that I'm not just here pulling your chain and making shit up. I will. You know what though? I will make up one story. You won't know which one it is. I'm just gonna make something up somewhere along the way. But the rest of it's all true. Only one thing is going to be a lie, okay? That'll be our little game. You got to figure out which one's the lie. And you don't win anything. Except maybe bragging rights, I guess. All right, yeah, I said I was going to drink this Bud. I better. It's Bud's for me. This is a big ass house. I know where this is at too. I know where they're all at. I know all the locations. If I could show you my Google Earth right now, I would take you on a little tour. I'd be like, here's Pickford's house, and here's the Centennial, here's the Emporium. Anyway, this is a really big ass house, but yeah, let me think about my high school days. Oh yeah, let me just think about everything in general. The way it went down was this movie came out in '93, and I didn't see it at the theater because pretty much nobody did. But I remember seeing it. Hold on, I'm battling a mosquito. F you, mosquitoes. It's gonna suck my blood, the mother freaker. They like my blood. I saw it very shortly after, maybe 94, 95, I want to say. So whenever it was out of theaters and started playing on HBO and stuff like that, I just immediately, like I said, I didn't see it in the theater, but I saw it very soon after it came out, and I was young. Probably 14 or 15. The prime age for something exactly like this. And I remember loving it right from the start, from the very first time I ever saw it. So, and it would get played a lot on TV, on HBO and Showtime. So I would check it out all the time. And then, like I said, I was like 15. So then I turned 16, entered high school. I went to a junior high that was 7th, 8th, and ninth grade. So I didn't reach high school until 10th grade. It's always something. It's always something weird. But yeah, I entered high school and I was like pretty straight edge when I went in. But I sort of found my clique was the rockers, and then I started trying some weed every once in a while at school. It was the first times I ever did it. Get high and go back to class. Those were the first times I was ever high. But yeah, it sort of happened. Like sort of like the movie. I found my clique, found drugs and alcohol, and you know what? It's been groovy since then. I've got rock and roll and beer and weed. Man, I'm all fucking set. Gotta love his leisure suit. I can't say that word. Leisure suit. Wow, that's hard. That's like one of those cop tests. They pull you out. All right, what? Say leisure suit, and then you'll be like, "What the fuck is that? What is that?" It's a suit where you can just kind of hang out and look cool without having to be all business all the time. That's what it is. It's in the name if you just listen. But anyway, so that was my high school experience, and yeah, I started cruising with the gang, partying up at people's house parties, woods parties, just like in this movie. We went to woods parties. Good times. Oh, good times. I miss woods parties, actually. It's been a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's now the sun's going down in the movie. We've got the baseball scene. Oh, they're painting the statues. So, just to make sure you're synced up with me. Look at Mila. Looking all hot. Even though she's hitting up a cancer stick. That was all so common in the 70s. Like they don't even make ashtrays in cars anymore, I don't think. Well, like what? Nobody smokes blunts either? Like come on. We need an ashtray. Even if cigarettes are getting phased out, people still smoke plenty of weed. Ooh, I want to go to this place so bad. I want to go to the Top Notch. Oh, and I'd love to go there in one of those muscle cars. Fucking love me some muscle cars. I want to go to the Top Notch and just hang out there all day and at night and eat their burgers and their fried chicken and their shrimp. I'd eat it all. I don't give a shit. I wish I was the Pink of in my high school days, but like I said, I was too shy. I was definitely the guy that could go between groups, you know. Even though was sitting there with my Pantera shirt, all black and spikes. So I clearly look like a metalhead, but I could blend with other groups, but I'd just be the quiet guy. I wasn't social enough to be Pink, unfortunately. I wish I could have been Pink. But this movie is a celebration of youth, and I I may be an old man now, but I still appreciate youth and what the vitality and just everything about it, the discovering who you are and exploring the world and all that stuff, everything that's involved, rebelling against authority. I don't know. It's something I just still hold very close to my heart and very much appreciate. And I sort of obsess over youth culture because I mean, I may be wrong, but I like to think of it as it's something that's just sort of came about in maybe the past 70 years. Is that before that, people were so busy trying to survive that you couldn't just hang out, and youth develop its own culture. Like once vehicles were created, starting in like the 50s, 40s, 50s, as soon as cars were made, kids started cruising. And as soon as the car was invented, it gave teenagers freedom to go out, and cruise and be away from the house. And it just changed everything. I don't think there was much youth culture before the car was even invented. Like I said, you were at the farm, you were working, you were trying to survive. We sort of have the luxuries now to have time to go cruise and be bored and get into trouble. So it's just something that I still appreciate even in my old age, and that's why a movie like this that perfectly captures youth culture at a time in the 70s when it was really dynamic because it was before technology made us more complacent. But like I said earlier, I was never hazed by seniors or anything, but I dealt with my fair share of bullying. Being the weirdo, outcast, quiet guy somehow caused a lot of people to always want to fight me for some reason. Well, one of the things is I would always stand up for myself. I wouldn't take some shit. So then they go, I guess we got to fight now. Meet me over here. Blah, 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 blah. 3 o'clock. And then I'd show up, and then half the time they wouldn't ever show up. But anyway, I don't know how I got started. Oh, yeah. So I dealt with some, I didn't get paddled by seniors, but I had to fight. I had to stand up for myself plenty. But still, I think I lucked out. No mass paddling. I'll take it. I'll take a couple fist fights over fucking just like running a paddle train on you. Like, no. No. That's been another one of those cases where they're like, this son of a bitch, he won't just take it. He's trying to fight back. I'll tell you a secret. For anybody out there dealing with bullying, when you stand up for yourself, they respect you more. If you don't, they don't respect you and they treat you even worse. So I'm not trying to condone violence, but you should stand up for yourselves. Anybody out there that maybe needs to hear those words, like I said, and sometimes they'll just stop because it's like, oh God, he's being such a problem. Like, fuck it, let's go find somebody else. Don't just bend over the car and let yourself get paddled by a bunch of grown ass men. No, kitty, can't come in right now. The cat's trying to dig its way into the room. All right, I'm not drunk enough. Here we go. Here's two. Oh yeah, it's more Alice Cooper playing right now. He's the man. Here's Alice. So the director says he almost hired. What's his name? What's his name? I'm going to look it up just so I can complete this thought. I'm already bad with names, but when I don't like an actor, I might even forget it. Stop it, cat! You can't come in right now. Dang. So anyway, his name is Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn was almost cast as in Ben Affleck's role, O'Bannon, and I don't like Vince Vaughn. I'm just not a fan. I'm really glad he didn't get cast. And dude, cat, I will stomp you so hard right now. It's a little all over the place. I apologize. I'm gonna blame it on the feline. But yeah, Vince Vaughn, I don't like him, so he would have ruined the movie to some extent for me. And he just, I like Ben Affleck in this movie. I like Ben Affleck in most things usually. He's fine. He plays the perfect bully asshole in this movie. And Vince Vaughn, oh my god, I'm about to go kick this cat's ass. Vince Vaughn, he just would have been annoying. Like with Ben, I get the hate. Like, yeah, you want to hate this guy, but you want to hate him sort of in a fun way. But if it was Vince Vaughn, I would just hate him. Oh my god, I better let the cat in. He's gonna he won't stop. I'll be right back. Jeebus. Oh my Jeebus. Why don't you come in, sir? Make yourself at home. The cat says hello. Alright. So yeah, this is the part right here. One of the parts right here where in the deleted scenes we figure out like Pink's not just being cool to the freshman. He wants his sister's snatch. He wants her panties in his mouth. And it seems like later in the movie she wants him, but then see, I told you the kitty says hi. You see that I got a microphone here, right? I'm trying to do maybe some important, very important work, kitty. But because of Simone, which is funny because Pink kisses Simone at the beginning of the movie, then ditches her ass the whole movie, tries to hook up with another girl, and when that fails, he's just like, all right, Simone, I guess, come on. I guess I'll have sex with you. So that's our hero of the movie. I love it. He ditches his girlfriend for the whole movie. They don't even see each other again until the big party. You'd think they'd hook up at the top notch and, kiss and say, hey, what's up, before I go in their separate ways. But no, he just the whole day. I love it. You know why they call him Pink, right? And it's not because of Floyd. It's because he's always getting all that pink. And here's the part where everybody's voices are dubbed. Here's the thing I want to point out, where a lot of times they film, the car, or in this case the truck. It's on probably a trailer and it's being pulled, but it's actually out in traffic. And then a lot of the shots are the vehicle actually out in traffic, but then every once in a while you just have a shot that's obviously in a studio, in a dark ass studio with one light. Like, okay, case in point, the Nerds. I triggered some people just now, my bad. The intellectually stimulated, that's what I'll call them. The IS. But anyway, yeah, these guys, they're just in a studio somewhere, and it's like they should have stuck with actually filming out on the road the whole way through, because this really stands out when you see all these great shots of these cars out in actual traffic, and then just suddenly they're in a black void. So I think they should have, like, who am I Who am I to tell Dick Linklater how to film his movies? But you should have used the trailer more often, or just hook the camera right up to the cars and let them drive around themselves, like I think they did in American Graffiti. Now the cat wants out. Can you? Oh my god! All right, I have to go kick some cat ass. Hold on, I'll be right back. You listen to this iconic line. While I let this pussy out. Get out of here. Go on. Little son of a gun. I'm gonna have to smoke some weed soon. Oh, here it is. I want to write a sequel. I want to write a sequel so bad. I really do. I can't tell you. You'll steal my ideas. I want to tell you though, because I'll never write it. All right, I'll just tell you. You write it. I'll sign my name on it. It's the last day of summer. Last day of summer before school starts. That's all I know. Oh, the other thing is there's a drive-in involved, as in a drive-in movie theater. That's where some of the third act takes place. That's it. Don't steal it though. This is my copyright right here. This is my patent. Well, if you steal it, then I'll have this as proof where I said this is what it was going to be. So it'll be pretty obvious. And I'll sue your ass to oblivion. Speaking of lawsuits, I would like to point out, and maybe I shouldn't do this. I don't want to get anybody in trouble here. But, again, if you listen to the commentary by Richard Linklater for this movie, he talks about some of his old high school friends at some point tried to sue him, claiming that the movie was about them, the characters were them, and it was about them, and then it made them look bad as, trying to be responsible adults or whatever. To look bad, I guess, to have had an awesome teenage life, I don't know, whatever. Just people found a reason to try to sue. But, I guess ultimately it was thrown out because Richard claims, well, it's not based on anybody. Yet he spends the whole entire commentary going, yeah, this is based on this person, this based on this really happened, this and this really happened, the whole thing he's talking about. It's all true and real. But then he got away from being sued by claiming it's not real. I think you guys might have a case. Now, if you get a piece, I want a piece as well, because basically I'm helping you win the case. And I don't want to start no trouble, but that's just, I can't help but point out that he said the whole way through the commentary, this is all real. And then at the end he's like, but it's not real, so that I don't get sued. You cool, man? Like how? I know all the words to this, but I won't torture you in that way. But yeah, I started smoking in high school. And it was a lot like this at first. Just being stupid and uninformed about marijuana and the ceremonies involved. All right, I'm not drunk enough still. I'm going to pound down this bud, open another one, and then we got to go get some weed at some point. Even though we're not even halfway through the movie yet, we at least crank it up. Oh. Yeah, I listen to the soundtrack a lot. All right, drinking like I said I was going to do. Look at all those awesome big square cars. And then all the Beetles. There's just a bunch of Beetles, Volkswagens all over the place. American muscle everywhere, and then German cars littered here and there. Oh, here comes Check You Later. I don't know why that excites me so much. Check you later. I think he sounds pretty slick when he says it. But then, of course, this dude gives him a hard time because that's what the jocks do, The jocks give you a hard time just because they got too much testosterone, and all you gotta, like I said, you just stand up for yourself. When they pull that try and punch your arm shit, you fucking punch them back, and punch them harder. And then when they punch back again, because like, oh, he's gonna play along. No, you punch them back even fucking harder, and then they'll go, this game's no fun with you. I'm gonna go punch this other nerd. I'm trying to give somebody an inspirational speech. Because, like, I don't know. I lived through it. I lived through the bullying because I stood up for myself. And, like I said, it was funny because the bullies would then become your friends. A lot of times. Not all the time. So, once in a while you get that bully that they can't handle the fact that you stood up to them. Or even, like, you know, maybe kick their ass or whatever. Made them look stupid. But a lot of times, like, if you just stand up for yourself, then they want to be your friend. I know it's weird. I've said this in, like, I don't know if it was other Drunken Terrys or on my old podcast, but I talked about being bullied and always standing up for myself, and then they would, like, want to be my friend afterwards. And I'm just kind of like, I mean, I guess. I mean, last week you were a real dick to me. Now you want to be my friend just because I punched you back? Guys are weird. Fucking guys. But, you know, it's better to have bully friends than bully enemies. So, you punch a bully once in a while, and then you get an ally. And you can send them off and beat up other people. It's great. It's great. Now, this dude was getting some. I don't really understand why they're giving him a hard time. It's just that deal again, where, like, look, I think Slater was cool with his check you later, but he got made fun of. Here, this guy was actually filling up a girl, and he's getting made fun of for that. That's just the way, you know, people are. It doesn't matter how much you check people later or how many boobs you feel. You can still be a victim of bullying. All right. Yeah, the stupid mosquito's in here is biting my foot and stuff. So I want to karate chop it. But I'm afraid I'm going to hit the mic and the laptop, and then it's going to be Drunken Terry over. What is this street called? It's this street that they're on right now. It's called something cool. Oh my god, he just punched him in the face. I never saw that before. He just punched that kid in the face. Wow, I've seen this movie hundreds of times. I never spotted that before. Oh, I feel bad for him. They did say in the making of audio book that these guys were pretty rough on the kids. They would really hit them too hard with the paddle, and then they would have to stop the scene and be like, dude, they're really hitting me, and so they'd try and tame them, but they were just, like, wild and wanted to really hit these kids with the paddles. What is the name of this street called? It's something cool. Oh, it's really. I want to pull up my Google Earth and check, but I'm not gonna do that. Now this whole deal with the the trunk, you know, you could pull that off. I don't know how they did. It looks like it's just nothing but beers in there. And they drive pretty crazy. You would think a lot of those bottles would just smash. Can you imagine that shit? That would piss me off. But to have a trunk full of booze like that would be pretty sweet. I'd have like a one of those little inflatable pools, some pillows, and then just a bunch of ice and beers. Hell yeah. The pillows is for if you want bottles, right? Because otherwise you would just have a bunch of cans, right? Or just even a keg. Have a keg in the trunk. Because either way, you're dealing with shaking up beers, whether it's a glass or if it's a can. Shaking up beers. I was watching a video yesterday. It was about It's just a full video of pictures, photographs of people from the 70s posing with their awesome muscle cars. It went on for like 10 minutes. So many pictures. I can't believe how many people in the 70s, especially, and in the 80s as well, because there was also another one. I watched the 80s one. But yeah, man, so many. Back when cars were worth fucking posing with, like taking the time to pose with your car and get a picture taken. Like, who would do that now? Like, with all this stupid, shitty, fucking lame-ass cars. You gotta pose with, like, an awesome van, a custom van, or a fucking muscle car. You can't just pose around like some hybrid. I guess it's hard to probably do that. Anyway. But yeah, I love me some muscle cars. Oh, we're halfway through the movie. I should get that weed pretty soon. But I don't want to go too quiet. I don't want to end the whole second half of the thing not talking, because nobody listens to a Drunken Terry to listen to me not talk. I'm pretty sure people listen to a Drunken Terry to listen to me talk too fucking much. Where I wonder sometimes if maybe people just pause it and go, "Shut up." I need a 10-minute break from this guy's constant rambling. Hey, it's my freaking talent. I gotta exploit my talent. I can talk for an hour and a half while getting drunk. All right, here's to that. Okay, I gotta open another one of these bad boys. Anyway, the movie Emporium, the building is still there, obviously. But it's just some kind of business now. They do recognize, though, that it was in the movie Dazed and Confused, and they still have like the big Emporium sticker on their wall on the inside of the building. So that's pretty cool. It should be made back into a pool hall, though. It's just too cool. It was too cool to not be a pool hall. Turn that shit back into the Emporium. That was another thing from the deleted scenes, is O'Bannon's he's trying to get drugs from Slater all night long, and he can't seem to get any drugs from him. But it's like over and over and over. He's like, "Where's my drugs, man? Where's my drugs, man? Your mom's got them, man. Dave's not here." All right. Yeah, I'm gonna drink this beer. Oh, there goes Renee Zellweger. Look, I remembered the name, everybody. I want to hear around. I want to hear around because I remembered the name of somebody that's not really even in the movie. She just kind of walks by every once in a while. So Renee Zellweger is in the movie, but she's always in the background. And then the year after this, her and Matthew McConaughey starred in everyone's favorite, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Everyone's favorite in the series. I don't know of a single person that doesn't like that movie. As far as I know, it's universally loved. But whatever you think about it, you gotta respect Matthew McConaughey's fucking bananas performance in Next Generation. And if you haven't seen it, check it out just for that. Well, you may not even like horror movies, whatever. Watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation just for Matthew McConaughey alone. And then you can complain about Leatherface wearing lingerie later on. But just enjoy his performance first. So foosball, alright. I was never good at foosball. I try. People get upset because I do the whole spin thing. Look at this. I got to go back to. First of all, they're puffing in the car, which is a classic, cruising, rocking, and puffing. But the soundtrack, oh my god, it's just so good all around. I'm pretty sure that they play Slow Ride 3 times in this movie, and I want you to rewatch it now with that knowledge and count. They play Slow Ride 3 different times. That's how awesome that song is. Here's something I'd never done. I've never really had any interest in throwing somebody's trash can or fucking up anybody's mailbox. I have been in a truck that backed over somebody's mailbox. I was literally in the back in the bed, so I had a good seat for that. I don't know if they did it on purpose. I don't know if they did it on purpose, maybe, but they bent that fucker's mailbox. One time, I was so high I went to a gas station to pick up beers. And when I backed out, I I tore ass backing out like, and I hit the dumpster and knocked it a foot or two. Put a little dent in my bumper, and I was like, man, I should have been paying more attention. This is based on a true story. I'll tell you Richard's story. Dick's story. You want to hear Dick's story about his balls? No, one time they were driving down the freeway in Houston, and they were in a van. There was a bowling ball, and somebody picked up the bowling ball and was like, what's this all about? And they just tossed it into a neighborhood, and it hit somebody's car and house, I think. I'm not making these stories up, I swear. Look at those gas prices. I remember those days. I remember in the 80s when the gas prices were just double digits. I still remember. I wasn't even buying gas at the time because I was a child. But I remember. And I'm not going to let it go. I've been around somebody that pulled a gun and fired it. They were downtown. It wasn't a situation where anybody was threatening us specifically. It was sort of a public shooting situation, but they just shot into the ground. And everybody ran, and I walked away. Because I'm so badass, even when I could possibly die, I'm not going to run. So I walked away to the nearest tree and hid behind it while everyone was running. That's the closest I've been to having a situation like this where somebody pulls a gun on you. I almost got shot another time. That's a different story. It was an accident. I didn't get shot, though. I was close. I like that line. That's what you always say to these old angry people. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. After you've clearly done something to fuck up his yard or just in some way was mayhem. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. We just got back from our Boy Scout meeting, and I helped that old lady cross the street, and now you're just accusing us of peeling out in your doing donuts in your front garden. But I don't know what you're talking about, sir. There's like the gnome is still caught in the hood, and there's like begonias in your rims. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. That's just what you always would say. Clearly get caught stealing something. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I don't know how that got there. I gotta go. I'm scheduled to go help the nuns after school. Do some kind of charity bullshit. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Why you clearly look like a hoodlum. That's very guilty of whatever you're being accused of. Oh, those were the days. Those were the days. All right, it's getting dark in here. The sun is officially going down. It's just getting dark in my room now. Yeah, back in the day when you could just go buy a beer and just be like, yeah, I'm old enough, and just say it, and that was all it took. I'm telling you, those were the days, man. Back when I was in high school, you would know the store that's going to sell you a beer, and you know where all the cigarette machines are in the hotels, so you just go there and buy your smokes because it's right out of a machine. Back in the day, there was nobody around. They just thought that was okay. Like a child could have gone up there and got him some Marlboros. Anyway, I'm going to chug down this beer and then go get a bong. Bong. This actress right here, who is the twin. There's multiple twins on this movie. Multiple twins, by the way. Like 3 sets of twins. But anyway, Her brother is that Giovanni Ribisi person whose name I can't pronounce correctly, but she was dating Jason Lee at the time. That's right, Alvin and the Chipmunks' very own Jason Lee. He was dating her while this movie was being made, so he just hung out in Austin with them, and they just kept telling him, "You should act. You should be in a movie." And I guess right after that, he did Mallrats, and history was made. You know, this old man knows he's too young. He knows it. He just don't. He's like that cool old guy. By the way, this here Centennial was a real store that was really right there next to the Emporium in Austin, the Austin Emporium. But it's unfortunately been demolished now. Ugh, it upsets me. If a building or a location is used in a movie, it should be preserved. Don't destroy it. Don't demolish it. What the fuck? I want to go into the Centennial and I can't now. I can't. Because of that bastard O'Bannon. No, I'm not. Alright, I'm drinking some bud. Slow ride. I think this is like the second time. This is the second time. And then they'll play it again for the credits at the end. Slow Ride is so awesome. They played it 3 times. Slow ride. Take it squeezy. Slow ride. Sleazy. Oh, so here's a thing that's interesting. The actor Jason Smith, I think his name is, the African American individual here. Like, he can't be found. Nobody can find him. Everyone, you hear somebody say, like, I worked with him in Chicago for a little while, or here, there, but he just sort of fucking fell off the map, and he doesn't seem to want anything to do with the movie, and I wonder why. Hope he didn't have a bad experience, maybe being the only black guy in the cast. I mean, in the 90s, I can't imagine that would really be a problem, but he probably didn't want to hang out with a bunch of white people. So, I don't know. And then he just doesn't, like, he does fine in the movie. Everybody else shows up for, like, reunions and stuff, but you can't locate Jason Smith. He's still alive, but he just dropped off the map. He doesn't want anybody to know. I don't know. Hey, Jason, if you're listening to this, come on, man. Come around. Everybody loves you. We all miss you. Come back. Come back to the family. Alright. It's so dark in here. I'm going to have to turn the light on. Go get some drugs. I got to get some dope. This shit's almost over. Oh, I'm slacking. I feel like. Alright, right after this, I'll go get some weed and some more beer. Speaking of beer, I gotta throw away some of these empties. Hold on. You're gonna hear some noises. Throw out some empties. Now, when I say, like, you should stand up for yourself against bullies, I don't know if I'm talking about dumping paint on them and then humiliating them in front of their peers. That you could enrage a person that way. I don't know if you're going to get respected after that so much as probably dead. So bear in mind, it's your call. If you want to dump paint on Ben Affleck or if you just want to punch him in the nose, I would just go for the punch. Because this is going to start this is the kind of retaliation that just starts like an endless war. Right? If I did this to some fucking bully, it would just be the rest of my life. I'd be looking over my shoulder and probably get beat down every weekend. Remember that time with the paint? You think it's funny now? As they make me bite the curb. Oh, good. It is very, like, satisfying, though. And, this is my favorite part. when he breaks his board on the ground. I used to put this shit on a loop. Oh, when I would watch it on DVD, I would use the loop option, and he would just smash his board on the ground over and over and roll his ankle. Watch the way he rolls his ankle. Now he's got to get in his car with paint all over him. Yeah, that would cause too many problems. Here it is. Oh, that brings back some memories. Damn it! And it'd be on a loop, so you just hear smash. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna chug some beer and then go get the drugs. We can all take this as our chance. Leave the movie playing. Don't stop the movie. I'm not gonna stop it. We're all gonna take. I'm gonna go get the drugs. You go use the bathroom, perhaps, or whatever you got to do. Get your own drugs. I don't know. Whatever it is you do over there. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go get that. I'll be back faster than Walt Flanagan's dog. I'm almost back. I got beers here. I gotta go get the drugs and pee. I'll be back. Keep watching. Alright, I'm almost there. I'm back with the bong and the drugs. However, I didn't realize the bowl was already in here. Let me grab my bowl. This is a this is a little bit of a dazed and confused. What the fuck? Why is it paused? I never paused it. Who paused it? Weird, I came back and my movie was paused. And I don't know why. It would be. I guess that's going to throw things off. I don't understand. But anyway, right now they're showing people cruising around. Everybody's cruising to the kegger. Well, sorry if that threw things off. I have no idea why my movie was paused. Maybe it wasn't paused too long. Hopefully it's not too far off. They're racing. Nope, now they're at the party. They're arriving. So that's where I'm at. Just so you know. And I'm going to load up my hair bong. That's so weird that it was paused. What did a ghost do that? What the fuck, man? Would it have paused if I was still just watching it? I don't know. These guys are hitting a bong. So Richard says that I guess back in the day when he was in high school or college or whatever, they stole like the Ronald McDonald statue that a lot of McDonald's have. But for the movie, McDonald's wouldn't clear Ronald for him. So that's why it just turned out to be some random statues that they paint up as KISS members. But there's your story. And that one's a real one too. Oh yeah, I still have to tell a lie. Yeah, it was this part of the movie when Richard Linklater pulled out his hog and it was so fucking monstrous that the guy that plays Pickford left the movie. That's a true story, by the way. They're all true. I told you they were all going to be true, right? I told you that. And I can't imagine like Richard Linklater trying to debunk that when he's like, "No, I got a hog. That's what happened." I mean it wasn't sexual harassment in 1992. People weren't so sensitive. You could harass a person a little bit. You could pull a hog out in 92 and get away with it. It just became a story, that people would say, "Oh, you remember that time he pulled his hog out?" But it's not a lawsuit yet because it's the 90s. People were pretty chill. People chill. It's not like these days where you can't pull a hog out. And it's like, and it's sad because think of all of the people that now will never experience a hog, a random hog at a party, because of PC people and SJWs. This is the weirdest drunken Terry. I told you it's because there's weed involved. I don't normally have weed involved. I'm so pissed that it was fucking paused when I came back. I'm so sorry if that threw things off. They're climbing up the moon tower right now. Which, by the way, true stories, this is the one thing I cannot locate. So, hey, anybody that knows Richard, Mr. Dick, Mr. Dick later, whoever knows where I do know that it wasn't a moon tower is where the parties used to happen in Huntsville, but it was a fire tower. Some fire tower. I've been told the general area where right outside of Huntsville it is, but I still can't locate it. So if anybody can locate the original fire tower / moon tower, I would appreciate it. I live for this shit. I need to know where it is so that I can go there and drink a beer and smoke this bong, which is what I'm going to do right now. Okay. So let's all get a little dazed and confused. Even if we're somewhat off sync, it's fine. We're at the main party. It's fine. Hit it up. Here, we're going to hit it up. Ready? I like to hold it in. I want to get my money's worth. Hey, all right. Now that completed the party, I feel like I'm at the moon tower right now. Where do I put this beast? Fuck. Where do I set my big ass bong at? Over here by my Budweisers, I suppose. So, regs out there probably enjoying themselves. I know a lot of my regular Drunken Terry listeners, a lot of you are also Dazed and Confused fans, so hopefully you're really enjoying this. Hopefully it's not too lame. I mean, it's not the funniest thing I've ever done, but I think it's just because I'm just enjoying the company of my friends, aka the characters of this movie. But also for the newbies out there that found their way here simply because I finally did something that's not a horror movie. I hope you don't think I'm too lame. I've got about 80 other Drunken Terries if you want to give them a shot. They're better. They're better. I haven't gotten drunk enough, really, and now I'm high, which feels great, by the way. It feels good. Like, I feel normal when I get high. There's Renee, right there. And look at this. Look at Parker taking this beer bong. What are you doing? And I remember my first beer. Okay, here we go. Look, we're in the right place at the wrong time. I want you to pay attention to these people in the crowd. There's a man in a dress. I'm going to point it out. There he is. It keeps there. There he is. He looks at the camera right now. Man in a dress. Why is there? I mean, it's fine. Not that there's anything wrong with that Seinfeld style, because I really don't care. But you just got to wonder, why is there a random man in a dress at this party? I've been to parties with men in dresses. It's fine, as long as they don't make a big deal out of it, and usually they don't. It's the ones that make a big deal out of it that's the problem. I like. Have you ever seen the movie Angel from the 80s? It's about a high school girl who's a prostitute at night to pay her bills. Angel, check it out. But anyway, there's a transvestite in that movie and named May. I love the character, and never does the character really like make a big deal out of that I'm a man dressed in drag. He just does his thing, or he or she or whatever. It's getting weird. This is a weird. It's because I'm high now. I told you it was going to change the dynamic, but as long as I drink enough butt wiper. And we're almost done with this bitch. It's going to be a little sad, actually. I don't want to be done. I want it to go on forever. Like I said, I'll do multiple commentaries of Dazed and Confused, and I'll just be more and more drunk each time. Till the 14th drunken Terry of Dazed and Confused. It's like me calling from jail. This is my one phone call. Somebody come get me. Dazed Confused rolls. So one of the things that the idea you get when you watch all of the deleted scenes, behind the scenes stuff, is like the extras for the party scene were a little bit hard to control. They were all pretty drunk and high themselves. Half the cast were really smoking weed and really drinking beers for half the movie, and so they had a little hard time keeping all of the extras under control. They would just take off into the woods and have sex or get drunk and high, come back, and if you look in the background at some of these extras, you can see them fucking off in a couple scenes. And it's anyway, like, yeah, and it's a low budget movie. Richard Linklater himself is too laid back to yell at him. So the producer, I'm pretty sure, had to get on the bullhorn and start trying to keep him under control. Ooh. The 80s were radical, but the 70s were pretty good. Really, we've had it made, like I said, since the car was made. Once the car was invented, humanity has... Sorry, I'm burping and stuff. Humanity has had it made so much that now people make up problems. Like, inventing the vehicle solves so many problems that now people have to make up shit to bitch about and to complain about and try and exploit others about. Seriously. It's really... Think about it. That's the 70s were the perfect time. The perfect time. Even though it wasn't a perfect time, like gas was a problem in the 70s. Obviously. There was the end of the hippie era, sort of. It was dying at the time. But heavy metal was invented, so that's a plus. And just music in general was pretty slick in the 70s. Even disco, which people don't like, but I like it. I don't really know what the problem is. I think it's interesting though. Even though I don't mind disco, it's funny to watch this, like anything from the past or about the past in the 70s. It's anti-disco constantly, or like they had the disco demolition. That stuff amuses me, even though I don't care. Like there's some music types I would like to blow up. I won't mention them here. So I get it. If I could blow up some fucking music, I would. And just get rid of it like they did disco. Like they just blew it up and it went away. That's impressive. I feel like that hasn't worked since then. That's just how fundamentally weak disco ultimately was. It was that easily defeatable. Let's just blow it up one night, and then the next day from here on out, it'll be dead. Oh, I'm actually really high, but I feel normal. This is what I'm normally like. Just not normally talking into a microphone while I'm high. Normally I'm talking to myself, and all these good jokes is going to waste on me. You can tell. So, just for the newbies to understand, these are called drunken terries, right? And I always get drunk when I watch a movie. Very, very rarely do I get high during one, so it turns into a different vibe, but it's fine. I'm having a good time. Oh, I gotta drink these beers real fast. A fucking mosquito came back. Update. Dude, it was right up in my eye. Jeez. I'm sorry. That was dramatic, but it just appeared in my eyeball, and I'm like, nah. All right, man, I was trying to drink a beer, and I got dive bombed, but here we go. Yeah, I feel like this is reminiscent of probably a lot of well, I don't know. I don't know about newer generations, but high school, being a teenager in youth culture has been the same for decades. Even as things change, it's really been the same. But I don't know about now. But it's all you could interchange styles, fashion, music, but a lot of like my 90s, I'm telling you, my 90s high school days were pretty much like this. I was just the quiet guy, but I was there. I was there at the parties, in the car. I was just quiet. A lot of people actually, it's so funny. They thought I was like super, super cool. They're like, "You're so laid back," and I'm like, "Late? What do you, I'm glad you read it like that. That I'm laid back because I'm just shy and I don't want to speak. But I guess that's cool. People thought it was cool. They would tell me that you're just so kicked back, but that's not always true. I get uptight about things that a lot of people don't get uptight about. I do the speed limit, for instance, and nobody else does. Like, I have a this. I'll tell you a memory, like a little regretful party memory. Just looking back on how uptight I was at one point. I had my first apartment with my girlfriend, and we threw a party, and just like so many people showed up to our tiny little place, and we had a keg, so it was fine. We had enough to go around, but just there was no room for everybody, and just so many people, and they wound up like stealing a bunch of shit from us. Like the girls stole my girlfriend's jewelry because it was just unaccompanied in the bathroom or whatever. But anyway, there was just so many people. And there was weed smoking. I remember we were fresh in the apartment, so I was still uptight. Like, the landlord was an old lady that lived just a few houses down, and so I was afraid it smelled so much like weed. I was spraying, like, bathroom spray throughout the party. Like, the biggest dork ever. Like, no, man, I don't want to get kicked out. We just moved in. I was so afraid. I had nothing to be afraid of. She wasn't going to come down there. She was too old. you know? But that's just one of my dorky party moments that I told you about. I made myself vulnerable, and I feel stupid about it. And everybody else was like, "You're stupid. Stop doing that. It stinks." They're like, "It stinks." Like, but there's so much weed smoke pouring out of my apartment right now. All right, everybody showed up. Like the town showed up, and they came in shifts. I'm telling you. And it lasted and lasted, and the neighbors came over. They were cool. There were a couple gay guys. They came over they were just like, I think it was like after hours, many, many hours of it going, they finally just were like, I guess we better just go join the party. It's not going to stop. So they came over. Anyway, this is the end of the movie we're coming up on. And it is what it is because I got high. But yeah, you heard yourself a couple party stories, a bunch of trivia. It's been an all right time. Look at Jason's acting right here, and watch. I'm telling you, watch some of the extras in the background. Will just like walk around like Frankenstein or something out of nowhere and do something weird. They were bored and high in the woods. Everybody was really getting high by this point of the filming, which just makes the movie even that much more legendary. Like I said, even though I said there was a bunch of drama and, groups against other groups while making the movie, it was still very much just like a good time party. Like they knew it when they were making it. They were like, oh, the movie's about hanging out, and we're just going to be young, beautiful actors getting paid to hang out in Austin. All right, I got to get to drinking, though. I want one more beer before this is up. Hope you guys are feeling buzzed over there. Man, I'm really sorry that it paused at some point. I don't think it was for too long. Look, this is the last you see of Pickford right here. And his girlfriend, does she even have a name in the movie? Or is she just like Pickford's girlfriend, played by Mila Jovovich? All of these girls are pretty cute, though. I would hook up with any one of them. I'd pull a pink and just date them all. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, I was going to drink this beer. I had to make room. And then we're going to hit the weed up again as we're driving down the highway to go get Aerosmith tickets. I'm feeling pretty high off that one hit, though. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. This has been awesome. I want to do another one for another non-horror movie that a lot of people like, that I really like. We'll see if that happens. I'll just say it like that. Because I never know. Because of my health and just life being unpredictable. Sometimes I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a project done. So when I do, like today, I just went for it. I'm just going for it. I'm dazed and I'm confused as fuck. And it's okay because it feels good. But yeah, this is a little spontaneous. I didn't wake up today planning to do this one, but here it is. Bams! It's my tied favorite movie, or my second favorite movie to Halloween. They're tied. Let's just call it that. They're tied. Oh yeah, I want to go to this this school here and smoke my own weed on the 50-yard line. I would do it. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? I'll be like, I'm so high. There's a whole bunch of extra deleted stuff where they ditched the statues at some point, and then the cops found them, and then they just suspect that so the kids are like, no, we found it. We didn't do it, but we found it. And then the cops made them show them, where did you find it? And they all had their story straight. So they couldn't bust them because their story was straight. This is all in the deleted scenes, I'm telling you. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's like a little bit of a different movie if you add all those scenes back in. Really. There's some stuff in there that really changes the tone of the movie, and I'm glad that it's not in there, but it's still very fascinating to see. Nevertheless, I feel like I've been too close to the mic. I get too close. I get afraid that if I'm too far away, it won't work, but I get too close. I'm sorry. I've only been doing this for 10 years. I will get it at some point. I'm going to get this down. 10 years from now, my audio is going to be balanced. Okay, 10 years. More years. I'm going to get there. It's a learning curve, okay? I think the director said he actually did design some shit like that. Exactly like this. And it's just like, I like how everyone else knows that you just sign it and move on with your life and you do your partying anyway. But Pink wants to make a point. Pink wants to make a point. And I kind of identify with that. I'm like the Pink character in that sense. I was never the cool guy, even though people thought I was like really relaxed or whatever. I was never the cool guy, but I was always anti-authoritarian. I've always been this way naturally, so it's been a problem really my whole life telling everybody to fucking eat it. But whatever. You're supposed to go along with everything. Just like I said, everybody else has it right. They're like, you just sign it, and then who cares? You just keep living your life. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. But that's the way I would do. Yeah, I would make a big deal. I'd be like, you fucking kidding me? Take that shit to court. Anyway, I want to point out that this was Matthew McConaughey's first movie, right? And right after he started doing this, his father died. So when he gives the speech about keep living, LIVIN, he's really like, that comes from the heart. He means it. Like this is the philosophy that you would have to adopt. He was only 25 at the time. I don't know why rest in peace to his father for dying at such a young age. We don't want to end this on a fucking bummer. You know what I did hear though? People, you get this in the book, the making of. Pretty sure it's called All Right. They say that Matthew McConaughey's family owned a compound and had like all sorts of weapons of war and bazookas and tanks, and that's what I've heard. And I'm just saying, I heard it from somebody else. That's hardcore. What do they do with all their tanks and bazookas over there on the McConaughey compound? I wonder. You gotta wonder. But okay. Alright, we wrapping up the movie pretty soon. Oh yeah, I was gonna hit this up for when we bail, when it's time to go. I'm so high though, but I'll do it again. For the third time that they play Slow Ride, I really want to feel it. I want to be on the level, as they say. Oh, the getting yelled at by the coach part. Gotta have that. Don't you motherfuckers steal my idea for the sequel that I'm gonna write, okay? This is my copyright that I said it on here. So if you steal it, I can play this in court. And also, if you other guys succeed on your lawsuit, I'm sorry, Richard. You're the one that went and gave yourself away. Open another one. I'm just listening to him now. He's a good actor. This guy that plays the coach, and he really nails it as far as like that's the kind of he's exactly like we had two male coaches, two older men male coaches for my high school, and one of them looked just like this guy, just like him. And whenever I would be in trouble, when we were writing the word fuck on the field and all the frost and we got caught, and he just came into the gym yelling, "They're writing fuck on the field," and just yelled it to everybody. Like, thanks, man. You're spreading the message. He looked just like this guy. So nails it as far as coach. Annoying, like, coach that wants to run your life kind of bullshit. I was never on any kind of team, but you just have to be around the coach. For PE, or shooting hoops, or any whatever reason. Oh, God. Anyway, I'm not driving nowhere, personally, because I'm too drunk and high. And I hope nobody else does either. Except, pardon. I hope that you will pardon me. But, like these guys, they got to go get Aerosmith tickets. So they even though they've been drinking and smoking all night, literally all night, they're still gonna drive way out of the way. I've wanted to look up, like I was like, I wonder if Aerosmith played in Houston in 1976, and they probably did. Is that the exact concert that they're referencing in the movie, or did they just pick a random band? They should have been getting Alice Cooper tickets, right? No, it's fine. It is whatever it is. I'm not a Aerosmith fan myself, so I'd pass on that concert. I'd go see Kiss. Hell yeah, it should have been Kiss. They should have been going to see Kiss, right? Here we go. You ready for Slow Ride? One more time. Oh, I'm gonna hit this, bitches. Ooh. Well, my room's gonna stink right now, but usually I smoke the weed outside. You know, usually do that favor to the rest of the household, but not right now because I can't record this shit outside. All you would hear is cars going by and crickets. Cicadas. A lot of loud cicadas. All right, that was the end of the movie. Oh no, it's over. But the party really never ends when it comes to Dazed and Confused, because then you put it on again next week and you just watch it again. I know that's what a lot of us do. It is a cult at this point, I'm telling you. And we should all meet up at the Top Notch in our muscle cars. Fuck yeah. That'd be awesome. Anyway, so thanks to everybody. I hope it was all right. I mean, I know I told you, like I said, getting high, it changes the dynamic a little bit, but I'm clearly, like, really high. So I'm sure it fits the mood. Hopefully you're actually really high too. But nobody go driving and all that stuff. All right? Don't make me tell you that again. All right. So thanks for hanging out for all the regs and any newbies that may have popped by. And I gotta drink my beer now. And I'm pretty high though. I don't need any more weed for the moment. But I'm gonna drink another beer, ski. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. So peace out. Later on.